What line of work are you in?
Waste management consultant.
Premiering on January 10, 1999, The Sopranos ran for 6 seasons and 86 episodes following New Jersey mob boss Tony Soprano as he balanced family, crime, and weekly therapy sessions. Created by David Chase, it is widely considered the most influential television drama ever made. 3 of its cast members are gone, one of them just a few days ago. One had a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis for 15 years while filming. One left acting to play professional poker in Las Vegas, and one is now 95 years old and still performing. So where did they all end up? James Gandolfini plays Tony Soprano, the mob boss, the man whose violent contradictions and disarming vulnerability made him one of the most complex characters in American television history. Gandolfini won 3 Emmy Awards for the role and was widely regarded as the greatest actor of his television generation. James Gandolfini was born James John Gandolfini on September 18, 1961 in Westwood, New Jersey, the son of Italian immigrant parents. His father, a bricklayer and school custodian, his mother, a school lunchroom worker. He graduated from Rutgers University with a communications degree in 1983 and spent years working as a bartender, bouncer, and club manager in New York before a friend convinced him to take an acting class at the Actors Studio. He broke through in True Romance in 1993 and appeared in Crimson Tide, Get Shorty, and Zero Dark 30. He was married to Marcy Wodarski from 1999 to 2002, with whom he has a son, Michael, and to Deborah Lynn from 2008 until his death, with whom he has a daughter, Liliana. James Gandolfini died on June 19, 2013 in Rome, Italy, of a heart attack at the age of 51. He had traveled to Italy with his family to accept an award at the Taormina Film Festival and to explore his Italian roots when his 13-year-old son Michael found him unresponsive in their hotel bathroom. The governor of New Jersey ordered state flags flown at half-staff in his honor. His son Michael Gandolfini later played a young Tony Soprano in The Many Saints of Newark in 2021. James Gandolfini was 51 years old. Lorraine Bracco plays Dr. Jennifer Melfi, Tony Soprano's psychiatrist, the woman who listens to him week after week and tries to reconcile her professional obligations with the growing knowledge of who her patient truly is. Bracco received 4 Emmy Award nominations for the role, which she played in 79 of 86 episodes. Lorraine Bracco was born on October 2, 1954, in the Bay Ridge neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York, and grew up in Westbury, Long Island, where she was, as she has recalled, voted ugliest girl in the 6th grade. She moved to France at 19, became a fashion model for Jean-Paul Gaultier, and worked as a radio disc jockey for Radio Luxembourg before returning to the US in the 1980s. Her breakthrough came in Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas in 1990, which earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. She was in a long-term relationship with actor Harvey Keitel from 1982 to 1993, with whom she has a daughter, Stella. She was briefly married twice before. After The Sopranos, Lorraine Bracco appeared in The Union in 2024 and starred in the Netflix comedy Nonnas in 2025, playing one of a group of Italian grandmothers recruited as restaurant chefs, her most prominent comedic role to date. In April 2025, she spoke openly about being single and ready, as she put it, for the right relationship. She's 71 years old as of May 2026. Edie Falco plays Carmela Soprano, Tony's wife, the woman who knows exactly what her husband does and has constructed an elaborate moral framework for living with it. Carmela's complicity and its cost is the show's second great subject, and Falco's performance, carried almost entirely in subtext, earned her 3 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. Edie Falco was born Edith Falco on July 5, 1963 in Brooklyn, New York, the daughter of Frank Falco, a jazz drummer, and Judith Anderson, an actress. She grew up on Long Island, attended SUNY Purchase's Conservatory of Theater Arts, and supported herself after graduation by working parties in a Cookie Monster costume while auditioning for roles. She is never married. She has 2 adopted children, Anderson and Macy. She's a breast cancer survivor, having been treated during the show's run. After The Sopranos, Edie Falco became the first actress to win Emmy Awards for 3 different series: The Sopranos, Nurse Jackie, 2009 to 2015, and a nomination for The Dropout, making her the most decorated performer in Screen Actors Guild Award history. She starred in Mayor of Kingstown on Paramount, plus alongside Jeremy Renner from 2022 through its 5th and final season in 2026, and starred on Broadway in Marjorie Prime in December 2025. In July 2026, she was announced as part of the off-Broadway production Pre-Existing Condition alongside Lupita Nyong'o. She is 62 years old as of May 2026. 1996. Vincent Pastore plays Salvatore Big Pussy Bonpensiero, Tony Soprano's closest childhood friend, a mob enforcer who becomes an FBI informant whose loyalty and betrayal run in parallel until the show's most haunting confrontation aboard a boat in a season 2 finale that defined what prestige television could do. Pastore appeared in 30 episodes and returned in dream sequences long after Big Pussy's death. Vincent Pastore was born on July 14, 1946, in the Bronx, New York, into an Italian-American family and grew up in suburban New Rochelle. He served in the Navy during the Vietnam War, graduated from Pace University with a drama degree, and spent 4 decades in odd jobs, including a long stretch as a limousine driver, while slowly building a career as a character actor. It was while driving a limo that he met Matt and Kevin Dillon. Kevin Dillon helped him land his first break. He accumulated nearly 200 credits before landing Big Pussy, with earlier appearances in Goodfellas, Carlito's Way, and Awakenings. He had one daughter, Renee. Vincent Pastore was found dead at his home on New York City Island on August 1st, 2026, just 4 days before this was written. He was 80. A neighbor found him after he had not been heard from for several days. His cause of death was not immediately determined. His final role was a guest voice in Yellow Jackets in 2025. His manager, Bob McGowan, said he was the most loyal client and he always gave to charity, and he was the kind of guy who would help anybody, which is rare in my business. Steve Schirripa plays Bobby Bacala Bacalieri, Tony's brother-in-law, the gentle giant whose teddy bear exterior houses a loyal, ultimately dangerous soldier, whose domestic life and model train collection make him one of the show's most unexpectedly sympathetic characters, and whose death in the final season is among the most abrupt and devastating in the series. Steve Schirripa was born Stephen Ralph Schirripa on September 3, 1957, in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, the son of an Italian-American truck driver father and a Jewish mother. He graduated from Brooklyn College and spent years as entertainment director at the Riviera Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas before a walk-on role in Casino in 1995. An uncredited appearance at the bar in a Joe Pesci scene convinced him to pursue acting. He married Laura Lemos in 1989. They have 2 daughters. After The Sopranos, Steve Schirripa appeared as Detective Anthony Abetamarco on CBS's Blue Bloods for 12 seasons from 2012 to 2024, and launched the Talking Sopranos podcast with Michael Imperioli in April 2020, an episode-by-episode rewatch that became one of the most successful TV companion podcasts ever produced, spawning live touring shows across the US and UK, including a 2026 UK tour and multiple sold-out American dates. He is 68 years old as of May 2026. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We release new videos every week. Dominic Chianese plays Corrado Jr. Soprano, Tony's uncle and nominal boss, the man whose pride and paranoia keep him at war with his nephew even as dementia gradually erases the battlefield. Chianese received Emmy and SAG Award nominations for the role and delivered one of the show's most heartbreaking late series performances as Junior's mind unravels. Dominic Chianese was born on February 24, 1931 in the Bronx, New York, the son of a bricklayer father whose own father had emigrated from Naples in 1904. He attended the Bronx High School of Science, worked construction alongside his father, earned a degree in speech and theater from Brooklyn College at 30, and spent years teaching school to please his family before launching a performing career in 1952 with a touring Gilbert and Sullivan Company. He played Johnny Ola in The Godfather Part 2 in 1974. He spent nearly 50 years pursuing acting before The Sopranos finally made it financially viable. He married Jane Pitson in 2003 and has 6 children. After The Sopranos, Dominic Chianese appeared in Boardwalk Empire and The Good Wife and has remained active in music, performing cabaret and Italian folk songs publicly well into his 90s and teaching guitar to people in rehabilitation programs. In 2025, his daughter Sarah Francesca passed away at age 58 after battling glioblastoma, a loss he has spoken about with characteristic openness. He turned 95 on February 24, 2026. Michael Imperioli plays Christopher Moltisanti, Tony's nephew and protege, the young soldier whose artistic ambitions, drug addiction, and erratic violence make him the show's most volatile and ultimately tragic figure. Imperioli won the Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series in 2004 and wrote 5 episodes of the show, including material that drew directly on Christopher's frustrated creative aspirations. Michael Imperioli was born on March 26, 1966, in Mount Vernon, New York, the son of an amateur actor father who drove buses for a living and an amateur actress mother who worked in a department store. He graduated from Brewster High School in 1983 and moved to New York City at 17 to attend the Actors Studio, studying alongside future Sopranos castmate John Ventimiglia. He appeared as Spider, the young car dealer shot in the foot by Joe Pesci. Pesci in Goodfellas in 1990. He married Victoria Chlebowski in 1996. They have 3 children and co-founded Studio Dante, an off-Broadway theater company. After The Sopranos, Michael Imperioli received a second Emmy nomination for his role as Dominic De Grasso in The White Lotus Season 2 in 2022, made his Broadway debut in Henrik Ibsen's An Enemy of the People in 2024, co-hosts Talking Sopranos with Steve Schirripa, and in 2026 plays Dutch Forlani in a new series. He is 60 years old as of May 2026. Tony Soprano plays Paulie Walnuts Gualtieri, the show's great comic engine, a mob captain whose deadpan certainties, unexpected superstitions, and absolute loyalty to Tony make him simultaneously the funniest and one of the most dangerous men in the room. Sirico appeared in all 6 seasons and brought to Paulie a biographical authenticity that went considerably beyond research. Tony Sirico was born Gennaro Anthony Sirico Jr. on July 24, 1942 in Brooklyn, New York, and grew up in Bensonhurst. He was associated with the Colombo crime family and was arrested 28 times before turning to acting, reportedly telling David Chase during his audition that he would take the role only if his character never became a rat. He appeared in several Woody Allen films and built a solid supporting career before Paulie made him a household name. He is survived by his 2 children, Joanne Sirico Bello and Richard Sirico. Tony Sirico had been in declining health for several years, battling dementia, before dying at an assisted living facility in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on July 8, 2022. He was 79. His co-star Michael Imperioli wrote on Instagram, "It pains me to say that my dear friend, colleague, and partner in crime, the great Tony Sirico, has passed away today. Tony was like no one else. He was as tough, as loyal, and as big-hearted as anyone I've ever known. I will miss him forever. He is truly irreplaceable." Steven Van Zandt plays Silvio Dante, Tony's consigliere and strip club manager, the show's steadiest and most phlegmatic presence, a man of absolute loyalty and limited words who functions as Tony's most trusted confidant. Van Zandt had no acting experience when David Chase cast him. He did not need it. Steven Van Zandt was born Stephen Lento on November 22, 1950 in Winthrop, Massachusetts, and took his stepfather's surname after the family moved to New Jersey. He met Bruce Springsteen at a Jersey Shore battle of the bands in 1965, joined the E Street Band in 1975, co-produced Born to Run and Born in the USA, organized Artists United Against Apartheid, and wrote Sun City in 1985, then left and returned to the E Street Band in the mid-1990s. His wife, Maureen Van Zandt, married in a ceremony officiated by Little Richard with Springsteen's band playing, plays Silvio's wife on the show. After The Sopranos, Steven Van Zandt starred in the Norwegian-American series Lilyhammer from 2012 to 2014 and has continued touring globally with the E Street Band, including major world tours in 2023 and 2024, and was nominated for a Grammy in 2025. He published his memoir Unrequited Infatuations in 2021. He is 75 years old as of May 2026. Jamie Lynn Sigler plays Meadow Soprano, Tony and Carmela's oldest child, the high-achieving daughter whose growing awareness of who her father is tracks one of the show's quieter moral arcs. Sigler was 19 when the show premiered. She appeared in 92 episodes. Jamie Lynn Sigler was born Jamie Lynn Sigler on May 15, 1981 in Jericho, New York, and was a teenager who had appeared in local theater and dance productions when she was cast as Meadow at 16. Between the show's 3rd and 4th seasons, she began experiencing pins and needles and heaviness in her legs. A visit to the emergency room led to a diagnosis of relapsing multiple sclerosis at age 20. She kept the diagnosis secret for 15 years, fearing, correctly she has said, that disclosure would cost her career. She went public in 2016. She has 2 sons and lives in Austin, Texas. After The Sopranos, Jamie Lynn Sigler continued working steadily in television and film, co-hosted the Messy podcast with Christina Applegate, both living with MS, and in January 2026 appeared in Grey's Anatomy as a urologist with multiple sclerosis, a role created specifically for her. In May 2026, she published a memoir titled And So It Is, a memoir of acceptance and hope. She has spoken at the Consortium of Multiple Sclerosis Center's annual meeting in May 2026, describing the 15 years of silence she maintained as her greatest regret about the diagnosis. She co-hosts the podcast Not Today, Pal with Robert Eiler. She's 45 years old as of May 2026. Robert Eiler plays Anthony A.J. Soprano Jr., Tony and Carmela's younger child, the boy whose depression, nihilism, and failed attempts at rebellion make him one of the show's most realistic portraits of a child who inherits his parents' damage without their capacity for it. Eiler was 13 years old when the show began. Robert Eiler was born Robert Michael Eiler on March 2, 1985 in New York York City and was discovered by his manager at 6 years old while walking down a Manhattan street with his father. He appeared in commercials for Pizza Hut, IBM, AT&T, and other companies as a child, and made his feature film debut in The Tick Code in 1998. In July 2001, midway through the show's run, he was arrested for the robbery of 2 teenagers. He pleaded guilty and received probation. He later struggled with substance abuse after the show ended and has been sober since 2013. After The Sopranos, Robert Iler moved to Las Vegas and pursued a career as a professional poker player for several years before returning to entertainment. In 2023, he co-launched the Not Today Pal podcast alongside Jamie Lynn Sigler, which has produced over 120 episodes as of late 2025. In 2025, he starred in a multi-episode arc on Tom Segura's Netflix dark comedy Bad Thoughts, his most significant acting credit since The Sopranos. He is 41 years old as of May 2026. Drea Di Matteo plays Adriana La Cerva, Christopher's girlfriend and eventually fiancée, who is coerced into becoming an FBI informant and whose escalating terror, divided loyalties, and final fate form one of the show's most devastating storylines. Di Matteo won the Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series for the ES role in 2004. Drea Di Matteo was born Andrea Donna Di Matteo on January 19, 1972, in Queens, New York, into an affluent family, the youngest of 3 children. She initially enrolled at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts, intending to study directing, switched to acting at the urging of friends, and graduated in 1996. She auditioned for The Sopranos as a one-scene hostess and impressed the producers enough that they expanded the character into a series regular. She co-owned Filth Mart, a Manhattan vintage clothing store, during the show's run. After The Sopranos, Drea Di Matteo appeared in Joey, Sons of Anarchy, and Shades of Blue. Co-hosts the Sopranos Rewatch podcast Gangster Goddess Broadcast, appeared in Power Book 2, Ghost in 2024, and Nonas in 2025, and launched an OnlyFans account in 2023 after what she has described as career setbacks tied to her personal views. She is 54 years old as of May 2026. Thanks for sticking until the end. If you want more videos like this one, subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every week.